The Devilry of Marquette, Lloyd, Orlando, Florida. Sometime in December 2016, a heinous crime was committed by a man named Marquette Lloyd. In the heat of an argument, he whipped out a gun and shot his pregnant ex-girlfriend. Reports say that the argument was about whether or not to keep or abort the baby. The manhunt by Orlando police yielded very little fruit, as Marquette was nowhere to be found until the 9th of January. On this inauspicious day, Lieutenant Deborah Clayton found herself shopping from the same Walmart as the fugitive, Marquette. Watch as they both walk into the Walmart at Princeton Avenue 15 minutes apart. First, Marquette walks in, then Deborah arrives minutes later. In the beginning, there's no intersection on their paths. They navigate the store, grabbing the supplies they needed without crossing. Lieutenant Clayton was soon done with her shopping and heads to check out. Lloyd does the same but on a different counter, and once more they avoid an intersection. Watch as the police officers arrive at the checkout counter. Here's Lloyd at checkout as well. This is the only point where their paths cross. Just after she'd paid and was heading out of the store with her purchase, Lloyd is making payments himself, but he has his back to the lieutenant and she doesn't get to see the dangerous man in the store. Moments after they both leave the Walmart, Marquette will shoot Lieutenant Deborah Clayton, mortally wounding her. The police will mount a manhunt once more, but the man knows how to hide and will evade capture for another 8 days before he's caught.
The suspect possibly ran into the woods and found a bad guy car. Shots fired. I repeat, shots fired at me. I am not hurt.
For his devilry, Marquette was sentenced to death.
Got one crawling out the front door, guys.
It's him. Still wearing body armor.
Lieutenant Clayton's handcuffs are on the suspect.
Excellent job, guys. Excellent job.
The disturbing murder of Faye Swedlick, South Carolina. When 6-year-old Faye Swedlick returned home from school on the 10th of February 2020, it was only 2:50 p.m. The sun was out and the day was beautiful, leading her mother, Selena Collins, to allow the little girl some time to play in the sun. That will prove to be a fatal mistake, as the little girl was nowhere to be found an hour later. What happened to her? Here's Cody Taylor, the man believed to have abducted and killed little Faye. When Faye's mother notified the police that her daughter was missing, an immediate search of the neighborhood began. It wasn't just the outdoors. The homes of the neighbors were searched as well, including the home of Cody Taylor, who became the main suspect in Faye's disappearance. Here's Cody Taylor walking to the local Walmart store where she'd made some purchases. His roommate mentions that he had sprayed some sort of deodorizing spray in the house, and one might say that he purchases the spray on this trip to Walmart. Keep your eyes on the top right hand of the screen to find Taylor. By the time Taylor was walking to Walmart, he had already murdered Faye and left the victim in a laundry bag in his home. While he took that long walk to the mall, the police searched his apartment with permission from his roommate but found nothing. Reports showed that they'd noticed the laundry bag but didn't think so much of it. For 3 days, the search raged on with nothing to show for it. The police kept visiting Taylor's home to question it, and it's believed to have spooked him, forcing him to bury Faye in the woods close to the house. Here's Light captured in the woods on the night Taylor buried Faye's body. He's believed to have purchased some soil at the Walmart store. Again, you can see Taylor spending some time in the woods just after he returned from the mall. Director Snellgrove discovered Faye's body on that same area of the woods where we just saw Taylor spend some time at night and the morning after he returned from the Walmart. To this day, nobody knows why Taylor did it. By the time the police returned to question him, he had stabbed himself in the neck. Active shooting at a Walmart store, Sevierville, Tennessee. Shooting incidents are rampant. Oftentimes it all happens so quickly and the cops don't have the slightest chance of stopping the mayhem. In this case, the cops got a heads up and reacted immediately, riding hard to the location, a Walmart store in Tennessee. It was December 23rd, 2020, and the air was alive with the smell of Christmas and the possibility of snow. The officers are on hyper alert from the moment they get the call, and as they arrive at the scene, they're immediately at the heart of the issue, rushing into the Walmart to ensure that the people inside are safe. Their direct approach is so because a Walmart employee explained that the possible shooter had gone out back, otherwise we would have witnessed a more measured approach. With the threat level low, the first thing is to make sure they get the people in the store to safety, and the officers quickly discuss before getting right to it.
Clothing description again.
Copy. Clothing description, black male, white shirt, khaki pants. 300, do you copy? Benedict will be holding the grocery side inside. Tinker is holding outside. County is holding general merchandise. Units are going to start clearing the building. All right, on me. You stay. That's why I know how to do it. That's why I know how to do this, boys. Let's start on this side. Okay? You on the right, I'm on the left. You start getting the hallways. I'm gonna go along and just start trying to get down them, all right?
We going straight down this alley here?
Straight down. It's the only other way I know how to do it. Oh, what you got?
We go from outside in. Outside, you can see all the way down and loop around.
We need to clear this. Open door. Hold. Police department!
Kids and other shop owners are escorted out of the mall carefully.
Hey guys, come on. Hey, we're here, come on.
These are police officers, okay?
Good job. Good job, guys. Alright.
Some children were hiding for dear life, and it gives your heart a painful pang when you see their fear.
Police department! You're good, you're good. Come on. Come on. What is this thing doing? Oh, wait a minute. Do I have anybody on the grocery side outside I can send the civilians to? I just leave them here for right now. We got 5. Coming your way. Just come out here for a second. I'm gonna escort y'all out. Huh?
Our purses.
Can it wait?
Yeah. I mean, as long as somebody don't get away.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get you guys. I'll lock that back up. Follow me.
303-313, I got Llewellyn and a 4-man element from GPS.
I'm right behind you.
To get those things out of there, small copy. I'm heading that way with the keys, sir.
109, I got one of the suspects in custody over here. Number 3, aisle 3.
Get with see if you can track down Bruce Lewitz's element, and y'all split up and help Matt with clearing duties in there. Let me know who you get. Copy that.
If they get off
109, you copy? Got one of the suspects, aisle 3 in custody.
Unit 10-1, be advised, I'm making my way from the electronics up to the hairstyle to get the civilians out.
Here, you got anything on you?
6-2, we got one of the suspects on the outdoor living side. We have one in custody as of right now.
10-4. Ryan, when you get the civilians cleared out. Robbie, detail somebody to get that suspect.
10-4.
Here's the best news of the day. No shots were fired from either the police or the reported shooter, who was nowhere to be found. For a moment, here, things get a little tense, just as they always do in situations like this.
Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down.
Hey, go get out! Get out! Get out! One at a time. So we can see them. One at a time. Put your hand up.
Got kids, we're getting out.
We got
Second suspect is on the ground, please. Thank you.
There's a gun out there.
We have sheriff's department down there.
We're on inside.
Counter surveillance capacity.
You're fine, you can say go in the car.
Hey, gun's inside the car somewhere.
Your heart will break when you see the man at the end frantically texting on his phone to let his family know that he's okay.
We got another 4 people on their way. They'll be here just a second.
The Curious Case of Zachariah Anderson, Wisconsin. On May 17, 2020, Rosalio Gutierrez Jr. was beaten to death with a blunt object. Rosalio's only crime was getting into a relationship with one Zachariah Anderson's ex-girlfriend. Jealousy is a common motive in most relationships, but when it comes to Zachariah Anderson, jealousy takes on a whole new meaning. Here's a clear view of him. Before this, Zachariah had stalked Rosalio, his jealousy taking over until that eventful day when he murdered Rosalio in his home. In the footage, you can see Zachariah stopping at a Wisconsin Walmart the day after the murder. He's come to pick up some supplies, and what he picks up will alarm you. Watch him arrive at Walmart. His purchases are suspicious. 2 boxes of garbage bags, gloves, and Clorox wipes, all of which he's alleged to have used in cleaning up the murder scene. Watch him as he picks up these innocent supplies meant for evil harm. Watch him at checkout, take a close look at everything he has with him. He leaves the mall and Rosalio's body was never found. We can only conclude that he did a good job cleaning up his tragic work. If you've made it this far, consider subscribing to our channel before we move on to the final clip for today. We post 2 new videos each week showcasing real-world dangers and crime, keeping you informed about what's happening out there. Make sure to enable post notifications to stay updated with our latest releases. If you enjoyed this video, there's plenty more on our channel that you won't want to miss. Marcel Travin. Before tragedy found him, Marcel Travin was a senior airman at Grand Forks Air Force Base. He was young, only 21 when he gave in to the darkness. That night, Marcel walked into the Walmart at 2551 South 32nd Street with a 9mm Smith & Wesson handgun. It was 1 a.m. and the world was already asleep when he walked into the mall and unleashed mayhem. At first glance, Marcel looks well adjusted. Watch as he walks into the Walmart, neatly dressed with no erratic behavior and just as cool as any regular person shopping at a mall. His friends told police that he had exhibited no unusual behavior that night or the days prior. He'd been exactly the same man he'd always been. Watch as he goes about the shop calmly, moments before all hell breaks loose. Keep your eyes on the white vehicle on the screen. It's how death arrived for the 2 people Marcel shot before shooting himself. The police investigation that followed the shooting sought to find answers and to understand the reasons behind the shooting, but nothing was found except that Marcel had had way too much alcohol in his blood on the night the tragedy occurred. Looking at him, you wouldn't guess that he'd had more than twice the allowed level of alcohol inside of him. The police have still not discovered any motive behind Marcel's behavior, and eventually they had to close the case. What theories do you have about why this may have happened? Whatever they are, it's a scary thing to imagine how fragile the thread that holds us is and how easily we can snap.